All right, so today on the channel, we're going to talk about the WARMACHINE Mark II DLX from 3 Zero, and it's part of the Infinity Saga series. So I always like to give a little context with why I purchased this figure. Number one, the shots or the action shots on Big Bad, because that's where I got it from on Big Bad, looked amazing. It looked really good. They looked on par with the Bandai Fighting Armor WARMACHINE that I purchased earlier, and we'll see how it compares to the other one. Of course, I have that video earlier in the series. You guys can go take a look at that as well if you want to see about it. But yeah, so let's. I think I have that figure reviewed. If I don't, I guess I should. But anyways, it made my top 10 list for 2023. The first half of 2023, so it's a really good figure. So let's see how it compares to this one. I bought it because, again, it looks great. WARMACHINE has always been one of my favorite characters, and it didn't help, or it actually did help quite a bit, that the Punisher, I'm fighting the urge to customize it and put the Punisher's logo on here, because I think that was one of my favorite arcs, is when the Punisher took over WARMACHINE. And he was driving it around causing mayhem. So that's why I've always liked WARMACHINE, and then when the Punisher took it over, even cooler. But anyways, that's why I picked it up. So let's put the figure here to the side for a minute, and let's take a look at the box that it comes in. Scoot you over a little more there. Oop, don't fall. So here we got the box. It's got some good. You get a little rendering here. He's saluting. He does come with that hand. We'll take a look at the accessories in a minute. WARMACHINE DLX collection figure. I've always liked DLX. I think they do a pretty good job. It's like a mini Hot Toys, right? I really like how they do it. So you get a window here, window packaging, another shot of what he looks like. He does have a light up feature in his eyes and his chest. We're not going to do it here because guess what? The batteries are not included, and I think they're AG1s, and they're teeny tiny little batteries. I just don't have those. But yeah, they're not included in here if you want to do it. Here's what you got on the side of the box: 3 Zero DLX collection, WARMACHINE Mark II. Don't put it in your mouth. Don't electrocute your face, and don't choke on it. On the back. WARMACHINE, the official hologram sticker that prevents anybody from putting out fake stuff. Yeah, right. So that's what you have on the side, on the top, and I don't think they're going to sell this at Walmart, but that's what it looks like there at the bottom. So that's what you have for this particular box. So not a bad box. Nice graphics. They did they did, I think, a really good job. It's got some foil cover here. So good job on the packaging. Good job on the marketing there. So let's take a look at the figure and what it feels like. The figure feels hefty. It feels like it's got die cast. A little bit heavier than the Bandai Fighting Armor WARMACHINE. And this is actually way more screen accurate, I think, than the Bandai one. Fighting Armor, they take a little bit more liberty, right, than anybody else. So I dig the liberty they take with that Bandai Fighting Armor. It just looks great to me. So yeah, it's a little hefty. It's got some great detail. When I first opened it out of the box, I'll warn you now, this shoulder pad had popped off, and I had to put it on. And then when I was playing with it, taking a look at the, some of the different poses, this popped off as well. So if you're not careful, these little flaps pop off, these things pop off, but that's par for the course. He comes out with these little gauntlets. He's got the, I don't know what this is, a squirt gun or something, flamethrower. I don't know what this is, a laser shooter. Anyways, he comes with these that are closed and then these that are open. I left the open ones on there. Of course, you've got the Air Force logo on there. The Air Force, or as we Army soldiers called it, the Chair Force. Boy, we used to give them such a hard time about it. For those of you that don't know, and hey, look, we all served, but some of us served a little harder than others. There was some rough, the Army felt some kind of way sometimes, because get this, sometimes when we lived in the barracks, and this is just a little Army story, when we lived in the barracks that we considered pretty good, the Air Force would get a living allowance for living in substandard quarters. Hey, they were good enough for Army. Why aren't they not good enough for you? Anyways, that's besides the case. A little side story there. But yeah, so you got your Air Force logos here. Tremendous little sculpting. Lots of little tiny details on the legs, the armor plating. You don't have any washes, though. I really wish they'd have put some washes on here, and it would have really made them pop. But for the most part, it looks good. It's well sculpted. It's well colored. They're very tight lines. No issues with that. So it's very, very meticulously and well put together. But there's no washes on it, which is a miss, I think. But anyways, it feels good. This is a little chintzy feeling, this cannon here, but it's still pretty good. For the most part, the rest of the figure feels really good, really high quality. So let's go ahead and start with the cannon, just because we want to get it out of the way. It comes up, and actually, I believe, here, let's see. Yeah, it's got some pivot. Yeah, that happened to me quite a bit. This thing wants to pop out a lot. Let me see if I can get it back on there. Let me see if I can get it. This happens to me. There we go. And push that. Well, no, there we go. It's been happening quite a bit. So anyways, well, it really doesn't want to stay now. Well, that's too bad. Did it just break? All right, so we're back. I had to go get some black sticky tack for this. I mean, I hate to say it, but this little chintzy weapon or shoulder cannon. I mean, this figure feels great, but this little cannon just feels like a chintzy piece of junk. I think I have to be really careful with it unless I want to sit around for a day and try to put it all back together. And then, yeah, this thing keeps falling off again. I mean, right now it's steady, but anyways, you know what? I don't like it. I don't like that this is chintzy, but so far this seems to be my only complaint. So that's how this weapon articulates. Let's see if we can move it without it breaking. I mean, it's a $100 plus figure. So it can move this way and it can swing back this way. So you have that. It should be able to come all the way back down. And then it has some motion this way and that way, right? So that's what you have with it. Gosh, it's just so chintzy feeling. What a shame. What a doggone shame. So anyways, there's that. Let's see. All right. So moving on from the chintzy, thing they got right there. Let's see about his head. He can look down this much, which is pretty good. He can look up that much, which is pretty good for flying. I would say that's good enough articulation. And you do pull back on this part here to expose his battery for his eyeballs. You know what? Let me just take this off because it's just really annoying me now. I'm just gonna take this cannon off, and it's super annoying. So if you go like this, you can pop off, and there you can take this off, and then the batteries go in there. Of course, the batteries are not included, so don't expect that. So that's what the head is, and then you can turn the head this much. It doesn't go all the way around. It physically stops you. So you can go that way, you can go this way, but it's two pieces, right? You can turn this much, you can turn that much. Sorry, you can turn this much, you can turn that much. You can go up quite a bit, you can go down quite a bit. So he does have a lot of range, but he won't go all the way around. I guess as most humans wouldn't. You wouldn't expect that anyways. So that's what you got in the head. You got quite a bit of articulation there, two pieces, and that's how he moves. So good work there. So let's see about his shoulder pads here, so we can hit a T-pose, and we can get those out of the way. They simply move out of the way. He can hit a T-pose in plus, right? He can actually go further than 90 degrees there. He could go further up, but I'm not going to press my luck already on this thing. That cannon, whew, sometimes some of these figures are just itching to break. He's got a butterfly articulation there. It's very interesting. Let's see if you can see it here. So here's how it comes up a little bit. So that's what he's got with the butterfly there. And then of course, as you just saw, you can articulate it up as well. And that comes out and this articulates up. So it's got like a butterfly. It's got a very interesting joint there. So kind of helps all of the movement there. And he does have somewhat of a cut at the bicep, but again, it physically stops you. So you can go in that far and it physically stops you there. So this is as much of a bicep cut as you get. I mean, that's fine. You have a double jointed elbow right there, better than 90 degrees, much better. So that's what you have there. You have, you have a lot of articulation at the wrist. He's got a ball joint right there, and the hands were easily pop off and they stay on pretty well. So that's good. Yeah. So you don't have any rotation here at the arm or anything like that. You only have the rotation, at the bicep up here at the top. So that's all you got there. Let's see how far he can look, how far he can crunch. Now this was very surprising to me. So let's take a look at that. He can crunch forward quite a bit. Look at that. He can crunch back about that much. Not as much as he can crunch forward. Going forward is a lot. He's got some kind of joints there that allow him to go forward quite a bit and then back this far. So it's very weird. I would have thought they'd given him more to the back, but no, they got it to the front. Excuse me. So anyways, that's what you got there. Let's look at the splits. Yeah, he can do the splits pretty well. He's got a very nice joint in there that lets him really do some really good splits. And he also, this gets right out of your way for you, which is good. And he can also have, he's got a thigh cut there, which is actually the ball. It's like a ball joint there. It doesn't come down like the Bandai one, but it does give you quite a range there, which is good. Let me see, it does come down. Look at that. I'm thinking you can pop it right out if you need to. That can double as your drop down hips, I guess. You can kick that far up, but I'm sure if you push it even further up, he can go that far up. Now it's popped off. See what I'm talking about, guys? No, it's going to be painful. We're going to get through it. It's just really not, there it goes. No, it didn't break, did it? That would be sad. No, it looks fine. It's just kind of loose. So that's what you're working with there. Double jointed, very good articulation there at the knees, double jointed knees. Again, no boot cut. You got articulation at the thigh. Let's see, he can go down this far on his legs. He does have a little bit of ankle pivot there at his ankle, and he does have a toe joint right there, a little bit of a toe joint, and these things get out of your way, so you can do your posing there as well. So that closes back up. So let me push this back in there, get this back together. So is it a good figure? I mean, I think so. It's just that I don't know, being that what we have, knowing what I know now about the Bandai fighting armor, dropped him, with the Bandai fighting armor War Machine. Unfortunately, it's not as accurate, screen accurate as this one, but boy, does it have a lot more going for it in as far as style, articulation, quality control. This is just a mess here with this doofus little gun. What a mess. What a mess. So I guess let's put it back on him. What a mess. I was really hoping to like it, but anyways. So there's what you got. Let's see what he compares to with, a couple of other figures to see. Just see standing wise what he looks like next to him. So here he is standing next to a Valaverse Scarab, much taller. Let's see if we can get him right there. Yeah, he's much taller than the Scarab from Valaverse. Let's take a look at another figure. as always, are true and tried. Everybody's got a Destro classified. This is where he looks like standing next to Destro, much taller. I mean, pretty much a 7-inch scale figure, I would think. So yeah, I mean, he might scale well with your guys. I mean, he is in a suit of armor after all, so I mean, there's that. If you're in a suit of armor, it's going to add some inches to what you look like, right? On the top and on the bottom. And here he is, next to our teeny tiny Stormtrooper. He is way bigger than him. So yeah, Black Series Stormtrooper is tiny. And finally, let's just get an accurate measurement of him to see how tall he quantifiably is. And he looks to be, if you take into account the cannon, 7 3/4 inches, if the cannon's on the back there. So it's about as tall as he is. So anyways, do I recommend the figure? I think it's a good figure. It's a good figure. Is it going to change your life? No. It's a good figure. Is it going to impact? Is it going to blow your mind away like the Bandai Fighting Spirit or the Bandai Fighting Armor blew me away? No. But it is a good representation, much better than what Marvel Legends gives you of War Machine. And I would say that, you know, if it didn't, then hey, you know, forget about this one and go straight to the Marvel Legends one. I mean, this was like an over $100 figure. Marvel Legends gives you a pretty good War Machine. Anyways, it's a good figure. Would I recommend it? Yes, but it has its limitations, right? And just be aware that you need to be very careful with that chintzy little junky cannon he's got on his back. What a mess with that. I feel like I'm over there trembling trying to get to that cannon. So it shouldn't be like that. A figure over $100 figure shouldn't cause you to freak out like that. But hold on a minute, guys. I completely forgot to go over what else he comes with. And so in taking a look, you can take a look here what he comes with. Let's see if I can pop some of these hands out. So here are the two gauntlets with what he has with the closed gauntlets, right? As opposed to the squirt gun that he has there. So you can put those on there that's the other side. That's this one, right? Yeah. So that's what it looks like with it closed. So you have the two gauntlets there that are closed. Of course, you have your two. They call these three pairs of these look the same to me. So you have these hands that they call the relaxed hands. They don't look real. I don't know. I don't walk around like this. But anyways, they call these the relaxed hands. So that's one pair of hands there. And then you have these. I guess the only difference with another pair of relaxed hands, I guess, I don't know. Here's another pair of relaxed hands. And I think the difference with the relaxed hands is that you don't have a hole here to put the effect. So, I mean, what is the difference between these two? I guess really the difference is the way the fingers are pointed, right? As you can tell, the fingers, the very tip tops of those fingers are moved funny, or are pointed. Let's see if you guys can see that. I mean, literally, like they're just pushed in a little more than the top one. Anyways, that's what you got there. And then you have the same thing with these, which is very odd. You have another set of those exact same hands, but with holes in them for the effects. So that one, and then this other set. And of course you have the two fists. I have them having the two fists on right now. And then this set. So that's very odd. Also, you have this hand here for saluting. So I'm not sure what kind of awesome salute that is. Those hands. That's not a smart salute. His fingers need to be together, but maybe the armor's in the way. I don't know. He also comes with a nice little stand there, which is very nice. I didn't use it. And then 4 effects. I think these two are for his feet, and these two are for his hands. So anyways, now we can finally close it up. That's what he comes with. So anyways, guys, once again, Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Helps out the channel. Helps me get to the next level, and maybe gets us a little opportunity to have a giveaway or something. We'll see. But don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, as long as you guys keep watching, I'll keep rolling it out.